What's good, y'all? SGG gang, it's your boy SmooveGotGame back with another Detroit Tigers video, baby. And if you guys are ready for the episode, make sure you guys hit it with a like, subscribe if you're brand new to the family, man, and ready for more videos to hit. And we'll definitely keep bringing this out to you guys, man. The madness coming soon, and we will be bringing some more Let's Plays to the channel as well. So if you're ready for all that stuff that I do got planned, 2024, we're gonna have a growing year of a lot more content on this channel, man. Trying to push it out for you guys. So hopefully you guys are ready for it and can get into that action. And today we'll be getting into the draft all-star weekend and pushing a little bit further into this month. But before we do all of that, we got some critical situation festivities, I should say. Here, this is almost post-game at this point. As Jordan Romano is going for a save here, has a runner at first base, 2 outs, and he's going for his league-leading save number 29. As you see there, we also have Andres Menos, who's got 22, and there at the bottom of the leaderboard too as well. So 2 of the league's top 10 closers, at least at this point, as he gets the strikeout there to go ahead and get save number 29, and we get the victory here 4-3 over the Minnesota Twins. But we got 2 of the league's top 10 closers in our bullpen, and one of them is performing well, one of them isn't. So hopefully they can actually both start being clutch, because I would love to put him at the setup role, move the guy that we got the setup role into like the regular bullpen as a middle reliever. Not feel like the bullpen would be elite, but until you start showing he can play better, that ain't gonna happen. But here today, got some great offense from Riley Green getting his 8th home run, 25th RBI. Patrick Sandoval getting a great start in 6 innings, 2 earned runs given up. What the closers were the ones showing out in this one. As also, before we get into the draft, we got a couple of minor league things we wanted to look at. Steve Shavitz here, 13 quality starts down here at the AA level, and very few starts that he has had there is definitely cause for a reason to go ahead and move him up to the AAA level. See what he can do there for a little bit. You know, with Leo Franco being gone to as well, it gives him a spot in the rotation to try to play and show out. So he'll be finishing up the rest of the season there. He probably would have made the All-Star game if I had left him. I didn't even think about that to let him play in the All-Star game, but you know, the thing is getting to the show anyway. All-Star game appearances don't even really matter until you get into the major league anyway. So we'll concede that one. I probably should have thought about that while I was playing and not in the recording session, but it is what it is. As you can see, we win the next game 10-8 here against the Minnesota Twins. Plenty of offense, 12 hits as a team as Badu gets 3. Torkelson ended up going 4 for 4. Not picking up that 3rd home run like the critical situation was for. Only stopped at 2. But still, those are big 2 home runs to go ahead and help out with the dub there. He's hitting over 300 now coming off that bench spot for us. So that is great to see. And then Casey Mize getting an start here. 6 innings, 4 earned runs, 8 hits, 3 Ks. And then the bullpen shut the door finally, which is something they don't do too often. But it's time to get into what we really came here for, and that is the draft. So over the next couple of minutes, you're going to see players hop up in the background that we fully scouted, that we have interest in. We're going to try to dive into a couple of their stats and reasons why I was looking at them first before we go ahead and hop into the draft. As this year, I was looking mainly middle infield as well as pitchers too as well. You know, you want to make sure that you have pitching depth at all areas. You know, I want to at least keep 5 or 6 pitchers at each level. So we were looking at some starters that we could possibly end up getting on the back end, or maybe even be our first overall pick. We're picking at 30. So we're looking at anybody that has either a draft rank or our team rank around that 30th pick. And of course, there were a couple starting pitchers here. Great stamina, good strikeout per 9 that we could look at. Jose Ybarra here. You got great stamina. He's got average everything else. We've got some relievers. Diego Alea. He looked pretty good, so we're going to add him to the draft boards. I saw a bunch of blues in his future. Matt Skinner has a couple of blues there with the strikeout per 9 and velo, looking about average. Here we got high velocity and break, so we're adding him to the queue as well. Howard Ludwig was just, him and Steven Dunbar were just the 2 catchers that we looked at, because we wanted to look there too as well, see if there was any catcher depth available. Both had pretty good potentials and everything. And then I am looking at just everybody we scouted overall. So second base, there wasn't too many. There's a lot of non-hitters throughout a lot of these. You'll see most of these guys will just be in the yellow, even in their future rankings for hitting. A lot of what they do best is just defense or just being fast. There wasn't too many hitters. So anytime like Salvador Diaz here, where you saw a hitter that had some good ratings, especially when he could possibly come in with good contact versus left, you want to add him to the queue immediately and find out what way we might be able to draft him around 30 or 36 if he's still there and available. And it made me question too, like guys like Isaiah Sexton. How do you have such high potential, but the only thing that you do well is just run? His reaction time and his speed were the only things that he did well. You got Ernest Duarte here at center field. He's got some good hitting stats, good vision at least. And that kind of rounded up my entire list on my queue here. As you can see, everybody's kind of fully listed as we went through each position. Even got a couple of corner infielders on there too as well. So I'm going to order that up before we go ahead and hop into the draft. But you know we got to have that in order by, I typically do our team rank over what the MLB board says, just so I can know, you know, where are they for us? Where do we see them going? So I can know kind of accurately if I can wait on to draft that person or not and wait to get them later to pick up somebody else that might be one of our guys. So as y'all know, we're picking at 30 this year in the MLB draft, the dead last spot. So we'll be watching other guys get their top picks here. Is Richie Mooser, 118th on the draft board, 123 on ours. I guess the Nationals saw something they liked in him as they go ahead and take him with the #1 overall pick in this year's MLB draft. The #2 pick is being held down by, it looks like, the Colorado Rockies. They go ahead and pick up second baseman Cyrus Lott. We had him scouted quite a bit. 4th overall, 6th in our board. Looked like he had some pretty good potential there. Somebody that I didn't add to my queue. Obviously, we weren't adding anybody that high to the queue because we knew they weren't going to fall. And then here at pick #3, that's the Minnesota Twins. Who did they pick up? Johnny Coe, a closing pitcher. I mean, yeah, he's 3rd on the MLB board, but taking a closing pitcher that early, he must be elite. As you can see, some of the guys that we did look at getting taken here early in the draft. Ernest Duarte, one of the outfielders that we looked at that had good hitting ratings. He goes to the Cardinals. Howard Ludwig, a catcher. He ends up going to the Marlins here, as he had just average ratings. He seemed like a really good defender, throw out a lot of people though behind the plate, and we give just average hitting, average power. Salvador Diaz here, you can see he had great contact versus right, contact versus left. Looks like he come in elite. You know, vision was there, but we're gonna miss out on him too, as well as the Astros took him away from us. So here at our spot at 30, we have a couple of options. We have Martin Sariano at shortstop. I mean, he's 56 on our board though, so we could typically wait for him to go back. Guys like Rich Cox could wait to go back, or not 56, but 36 on our board. So I decided to go with him with the 1st overall pick, just because like he had the most upside to me. Seemed like a player that can actually come in and produce some good offense as well as a good defense. As you can see, our defense does need some work, especially in that middle infield, but mainly at first base right now, or /3rd base with Andrew Vaughn. We're going to go ahead and take him overall with our 1st pick. I was thinking about going with Steven Dunbar with our 2nd, but he ended up getting picked away from us. So now we're looking at guys that are possible relief pitcher options here, like David Mendez, Isaac Crowell, Rick Cox, an outfielder, somebody I was looking at too as well, with maybe something this high of a pick, but also feel like I could wait to the 2nd round pick to maybe slide around. So what we end up doing is just going over here with Bucky Bledsoe, 44th on the board, pretty close to this actual pick. He was 85th ranked, so I feel like we got a steal here. Didn't get him 100% scouted, so we'll get more information on him, but great little ranges that we did have to see. And as we keep going through this, of course, there'll be less and less people that we're considering for these picks. But like right here, I feel like Isaiah Sexton is a good option. Jose Barrera is a good option. He's at 38 on his draft board, and we're here at pick 40. So that would be a great pickup for us to go ahead and get him, as we're getting him after where we projected him, but way before the board. As didn't finish scouting him either, but great ranges here, 73 to 86. Probably going to be a B potential starting pitcher for us to kind of help out with that depth that I was talking about. Here in round #3, we have second baseman Edgar Rios that we want to go ahead and pick up. Didn't finish scouting him, but I like what the ranges we did have. And when you get this late in the draft, you are kind of guessing unless you really kind of filled out the back end of your scouting. As I try to do as much as possible, we're trying to get big regions taken care of, so we'd have a little bit of percentage on the back end, which led to us getting guys like JT Mayer here. We at least had him 50% scouted as a reliever, thankfully, by just doing that whole position group and area. And he looks like he might be somebody that could potentially have B potential. And then here in round #5, we're going with Brent Lockwood out of left field. Average hitting, great speed at least. And, don't have much on him, but we'll definitely get some more scouting with him through this next period. It looks like he could potentially be a B potential player here too as well. Not going to come in very high. And then rounding out our whole entire draft class at 100%, he was non-ranked and he's on our board at 170. So I feel like if you go from non-ranked to ranked, you got to get picked up here. You deserve it. The last pick of the overall draft, Hector Breccia, will be the last pick that we pick up. And we'll definitely go ahead and take a look at all those guys when we're finally able to, after we've signed them to the team. And that'll kind of be in the next episode, or maybe here at the end, where we kind of started to see that little window going up. Now, it's time for All-Star festivities, which I wish I hadn't skipped past the Futures game so we could have saw that box score to see who played in it, but they don't even show a box score for it. We'll just go ahead and get straight into the rest of the All-Star festivities as we send this game losing 10-9. Looked like we might have been in a position to possibly win that game, but we weren't able to go ahead and pull it out, so we will end up losing that one, but winning the series 2-3. And check out the home run derby. Got nobody in it this year. So nobody competing for our team in that one. That's okay. We'll make up for it with the AA All-Star game here, as we have Ben Hernandez at least making it for the pitching side of things here. And then our bats looks like Darren Varela, who's had a great season, +4 to his contact right and left. He's up to a 71 overall now. He's seeing boosts to +5 to his arm on the defensive end. It looks like he's actually had a great year of development down here at the AA level. Could maybe see a move up as he's batting .344. 10 stolen bases, 7 home runs, 36 RBIs. He's killing AA. We'll let him play the All-Star game, but I think my man's 2.2 WAR. I think he be making that call up to AAA here soon. Those are some great numbers. 399 on base. Slugging looked like he was in the 600s. We also got Gage Workman here. He's seeing great development. He's up to a 65 overall, +4 boost to his contact right, +6 to his arm on the defensive end, batting over 300 as well. 10 homers, 34 ribbies, 19 doubles. So combined together for 29 extra base hits this season. So it looks like he's showing good speed, power, contact, extra base ability. So we got somebody like Stephen Wells here, +5 to his power and +3 to his power right too as well. We're waiting for him to kind of come up a little bit. I mean, his overall is up to a 56 overall now. He's got B potential, so he's got a long way to go. Batting .207, he's kind of struggling as far as his average goes, but still hitting for some power. A total of 17 extra base hits this season. Only 4 errors behind the dish, so that's not too bad at all. And I was trying to look at how many times he's thrown somebody out. I went to putouts and there was 545, and I was like, well, that probably counts for every out he's caught behind the plate for like strikeouts, like all the strikeouts combined and everything. So that don't count. But then we also got Omar Navarro here too as well in left field. He ends up making it. Scrolling down a little further, we got Rafael Rivera at third base. He's also making it. I don't know how. Average is low as crap. Hudson Head, +5 boost to his contact versus left. He somehow ended up making it too as well. Brady Allen, he ends up making it with contact boost +6 to his left. We have a lot of guys at this AA All-Star game that ended up helping us out with making the team look good, as we had 8 people make the roster and only 1 was a pitcher. So plenty of reason to show off a lot of this game, but we're going to look and see about Darren Varela here. 866 OPS, 32 runs on the season. He's definitely getting the call up to AAA after this game. We just want to see one final look against AA pitch here as he gets a base hit on the first pitch he sees. A nice strong lefty that could possibly add up to our lineup, as we have a lot of good lefty hitters up there. I'm not even going to lie. We have a lot of guys up there that are left-handed hitters that hit for good averages, can hit home runs too as well. I think some of our more faster guys hit from the left side of the plate. So he's got some competition to contend with up there. Now, we didn't have very many highlights from this game because I wasn't sure how I wanted to show off everybody getting their bats and everything. Darren Varela ended up going 1 for 2. You saw that lineup that he had. Gage Workman ended up going, looks like 0 for 2. I'm trying to see who else I see in the lineup get some at bats. Hudson Head went 1 for 1 with an RBI in the game here today. Let's see who else got in. Stephen Wells 1 for 4. I guess they had no backup catcher, so he ends up playing the whole game. It says Rafael Rivera here that says he hit a double here in the game. I don't remember seeing him up there, but I guess he got a double. I didn't remember seeing him in that lineup. Ben Hernandez was like he got in, had a clean inning of work, 1 inning, 2 strikeouts. So shout out to him going in and making it to the All-Star game. And we did, like I said, moved up my man's up to AAA. And we're sending down one of the shortstops, Luis Garcia. He just ends up looking like he has the worst stats, man. 171 coming off the bench too as well. We can go ahead and send him down to AA. Maybe he can get some more progression and more abilities down there and turn up a little bit more. As we go to work our way to the MLB All-Star game, we got 3 pitchers, at least going back to back right here. Patrick, Jesus, and Jordan. Also Jordan Romano too as well. And then an old face showing up in the All-Star game, Alex Lange. Played for us back in 2024. 2025 wasn't a good year, but ever since going to Seattle, looks like he's kind of lowered the ERA, got more saves. The blowns are down. My man is performing great out there with his new team. So, shout out to him making it to the All-Star game. As far as our bats go, this time around, not a whole bunch of bats in at all. We just had 2 guys, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and Akil Baddoo, both coming off the bench. So kind of a unique way that we'll be going about this All-Star game here today, as I'm going to try to get a little bit of highlights from everybody and kind of manage/micromanage this team, as we're going to try to work our way through. Make sure we're making all the subs in, getting them in correctly. I'm going to try to get everybody to play. I'm not just going to cheese and just make it to where only our players play. And I kind of worked the starting pitchers in order. And that meant that Patrick Sandoval here will be coming in the bottom of the 5th. As you see, it's a big score lead right now. We are up 6-5. A lot of runs here early from both sides. Almost no pitching getting played here. As a real all-star game, I feel like should be. Offense majorly. Defense kind of coming in, making spectacular plays when they can. But it should be all about the offense, all about putting on a show. You see all the fans are out, standing up, out there, trying to get their, I guess, respective different sides, respective teammates, players they voted in to perform well. And if you voted Patrick Sandoval, thank you. Because it looks like he's performing well right now. So he's got the first two down. Full count here to Will Smith. Lines this one right over to first base. I can't tell who that is. But he goes in and makes the play to go ahead and end that inning for us. And then we have Akil Baddoo finally substituting him in here for his first swings and first cuts at left field and a base hit up the middle. So he's able to get on first base. And instead of just player locking him at first and kind of messing up what I had going on with the rotations, I want to just keep subbing guys in. So we sub in Kyle Tucker. And we'll take some cuts here with him with the Akil Baddoo over at first base. Get a little chopper on the 2-2 count here back to the pitcher. Throws it over, so no runs extended for us. We are still up now 7-5. As after that inning, we go ahead and bring in, with that being the last out, the last starting pitcher for the American League, Jesus Luzardo. After this, we'll be working in both relievers and then start on the closing pitchers, as that one is off the shoulder blades. Getting a runner over first base already, and then gets Miguel Vargas to ground this one over to Lau, who gets to Seager. Back over to first base for the double play there to go ahead and get things knocked out 4-6-3. And then get a liner up the middle there. They're going to have to chase down. We got Reynolds and Baddoo in the outfield. Reynolds going to go ahead and call this one off, but it's going to be a double with a lot of speed going up from Trey Turner. As remember, it is just a 7-5 ball game. Jesus Luzardo better not blow this one for us. There's a steal off on third base, not paying attention. He's able to go ahead and get over there, and Stephen Kwan now has a great chance to get an RBI here for the National League and put him back within one. Popped it up. Baddoo coming in and making a play for his all-time pitcher. Going in and putting in slight work for that one. And we're going back up to our next at bat here. Top of the seventh is Vladimir Guerrero Jr. finally getting his first cuts here at third base as he gets substituted off the bench. Trying to make his time worth it as Josh Hader's got him looking confused with that upstairs heat. 1-1. Fouls off the two-seamer to the right side. Running back 1-2 over the top of the circle change. That's a strikeout. He's going to have to go sit down on that one. And we go bottom seven now. We have Jordan Hicks. Like I said, we're going relievers next. So we have him and one other person that actually is a relief pitcher. Normally they only take one, but I guess this year they took two. And they couldn't let Jordan Hicks not make it. He was pitching too good. You can see a clean strikeout there of Tyler O'Neill to get us started off here. And then we have Corey Lee, first pitch, watching as that circle change catches him off guard. So we'll go right back to it. This time around, get him to pop it out to Tucker for the easy plays. He's able to go ahead and grab it, bring it back in. And then we have Shohei Ohtani getting his first cuts here on the National League side, not on the American League no longer. As he is in real life, as he signed with the Dodgers too as well. I know you guys have all seen that. Let me know down below in the comment section. What do you guys think about Shohei going to the Dodgers? I wish he had went to the Yankees. But, I mean, shout out to LA. Once again, making themselves strong with yet another great talent. As we go ahead and skip here for our own enjoyment to the bottom of the ninth is Jordan Romano. It's finally his turn to go ahead and come in. We got a different reliever obviously coming in the eighth. Letting Romano go ahead and take over the ninth. As he goes there and gets a strikeout there of Batty. And I'm not going to let him get too much work here. It's not going to be like an actual save situation where I'm going to let him do its thing for whenever. I'm thinking about 3 or 4 batters. As soon as it starts to get a little worrisome, as faces his first 3, 2 of the 3 get on. This might be his last batter before you have to bring somebody else in. William Contreras watches that four-seamer upstairs. 1-1. Chops this one on the ground. It's a base hit that gets through the middle or the left side. Akil Baddoo's have to come up firing over to third base. He actually gets the cutoff man instead. And they're not going to get the runner at third. So we're actually going to go ahead and bring in the old face, Alex Lange, to back up Jordan Romano. Trade target coming in to save his the person we replaced him with, as we need him to go and get these last 2 outs or blow this game open. As he has to face Will Smith going for his 5th at-bat in the All-Star game. They are not substituting him out. They want him to play the whole game. I know they got some backup catchers. I mean, shoot, we had two backup catchers. I had to like re-substitute. We had 2, I think it was 2 backup catchers and 2 third basemen. So I had to get both of those 2 in twice. That's why Vladdy only had really 1 at-bat. But we do. I don't want to take that away from the strikeout. Get the second out we need, and then a ground ball over here to Hiralato, who throws it over to Walker at first base. And we go ahead and end this All-Star game with your American League as victors, which I believe it still plays a factor in the World Series. So we will have home field advantage. If we end up being the ones to make it from the American League side, that would give us home field advantage in the World Series. And no big reason to come over and check. Like I said, we didn't have too many names that did anything. Guerrero went 0 for 1, struck out in his only at bat. Akil Badu ended up not doing much too as well. In the pitchers, we saw what all three of them did. Pretty clean innings there. Patrick Sandoval, Jesus Luzardo, both, and Jordan Hicks all cleaned up their 1 innings. Jordan Romano kind of bad. He only got 1 out, 1 walk, 2 hits, gave up an earned run. But overall, great All-Star weekend. AAA, we didn't end up having anybody. So we'll go back to the regular season action here as we actually have a surprising game for you guys here with the Houston Astros, who just took one of our draft picks in the first round, the one I was thinking about getting. And they got our sloppy seconds with one of our starting pitchers. Luis Severino is coming back to face his old team, not at home, but he will be seeing some familiar faces as we have to go up against him. And he's had a pretty good year this year. 10-4 record. I mean, the ERA is at 5. Strikeout per 9 is up. Walk per 9 is up in terms of being higher than Tariq Skubal. But he's got more wins, less losses. And overall, he factored, though, in less games than Tariq Skubal is. No, 1 more game, 13-14. So he's factored in 1 more game than Tariq Skubal has. Not at 100 innings pitched yet, and almost at about a hit an inning. But that whip is pretty high, almost at 1.5. So we'll look to see if we can tax him. As when he left us, he was inconsistent. It looks like maybe some inconsistency this year too as well. Maybe that's why he has so many wins. He has good starts, but when they're bad, and that's why the ERA is ballooned up as high as it is. As Morris Jones will go ahead and get his kicked off, watching that first pitch up by the chest. As I don't know if you guys saw that graphic, he is leading the, I think it said the league, but it might have said the American League, but I'm pretty sure he's leading the entire league, MLB, in stolen bases this season. So him getting on is a problem, and he's already got a 3-0 count. Gets a 4-seamer laid over to try to just get him out of there, and they do get him. As it ends up working, as that is a liner right to left field. He's able to glove that one in for the easy play. And then Akil Badu chopped this one on the ground over to second. Routinely thrown over to first. He's set down. First 2 gone for Vladimir Guerrero. Nobody on for a chance to get an RBI. So he'll just swing at that cutter and go sit down since there's no chance to score any runs. And we'll save his bats for later. Now you have Tariq Skubal, 2025 CY Young Award winner. Coming in 2027. Not looking like a CY Young Award candidate right now. But over 100 innings, his whip is significantly lower. ERA is lower. But he's facing a good Astros lineup here, so he's going to have to really ball out if he wants to do anything. As you see, standings down below, we're 10.5 games up over the Guardians, as the Astros are 8.5 up over the Angels. And both of those 2 second-place teams are in the wild card hunt right now. But both of us leading our divisions by a huge margin, and both looking like top-tier playoff teams, as we'll be fighting for that number 1 overall seed, it looks like. As we get back-to-back choppers on the ground, thrown over to first. As the pitcher is covering that time, Skubal gets his own out that time around. 2 outs quickly. And he's looking pretty clean. His first 3 batters up, as that is a diving play by Keith Clemens. Gets up, spins around, and great throw over to first base. Good play by Keith Clemens. Way to make that thing work. And just like that, we have a clean inning just like they do. But Luis Severino is looking strong right now. He's got his first 4 up, first 4 down. As Riley Green, 1-2. We'll finally get the count back evened up here. As we made him throw quite a lot amount of pitches, though. Normally when we have outs like this quick back-to-back, the pitch count could possibly be low, as that ball's going to get down in the right field gap. Bump up against the wall. Keith Clemens, or not Keith Clemens, Riley Green. Man, I get them confused. Is going to go ahead and stop there at second base, though. So a 1-out double for Andrew Vaughn to go ahead and try to score in his teammate. As they give him a 3-1 count, try to lay a 4-seamer in for him. Does not pay for it. Full count for Severino, goes upstairs. Not going to get the call, and that's going to be runners at first and second for now Fernando Gonzalez. Been kind of shaky this season. Sometimes he's been clutch, sometimes he hasn't. We'll see if he can do anything here, though. Runner in scoring position, only 1 out. And at least have a hitter's count here, 2-1. Chop this one on the ground, back to the pitcher. He's going to throw away a little bit too quick. Luis Severino throws that one into center field. Center field is going to throw it over to third. Not going to be in time. Costly error by Luis Severino as a run is going to score. And this Tigers offense is already dangerous. You cannot spot them runs like that. And so he answers right back, making up for it with a strikeout of Keith Clemens on his own. And then getting Harry Ford to swing as well. Finding his way out of his own mess there as he does give us a 1-0 lead, spotting us with that error. And that could be all Tariq Skubal needs as he gets the strikeout there to start off the inning. Jeremy Pena up next as he lines this one deep out into left field. It'll be in fair territory. We'll have to play it up against the wall. So with the speed of Pena, that's an easy 1-out double. Cal Riley hitting in the 6th spot here for these Stros. Trying to go ahead and be clutch here if he can. Chops this one on the ground to Clemens, who's going to take it himself. Throw goes over to first base for the easy outs. And now just like that, any out will do to go ahead and move us forward. Pedro Leon, can you please go ahead and, just watch all these pitches by. Go ahead and strike out for us. Come on, give me the call out. As that one wasn't even close, though. 1-1 and gets a liner up the middle. That's what I get for trying to get a lucky call, as Morris Jones going to have to cut this one off before it gets to the wall, as this will be an RBI double. If that one had got to the wall, that might have been inside park home run, no cap. So I'm glad he was able to cut that one off, as we were able to just hold the bleeding here at 1 run. If we could just get one more out here, Perez, we'll be able to keep it at just that, a tie ball game 1-1 as he chops this one on the ground to Vaughn. No tag of the runner going to third. They'll throw this over to first base. Easy play. And just like that, we'll go top 3 for Morris Jones. Solo shot home run out in the right field. Pulled that one all the way into like the 3rd, 4th row of those seats. It didn't leave by much, but his 8th home run of the season. No doubt at 357 feet. And the Detroit Tiger offense once again showing that it's dangerous, showing its claws. And it is now 2-1 Detroit. That was all the 3rd inning had to offer, was just basically getting us back our lead that we needed so desperately. As now Tariq Skubal has another lead, and we'll look for him this time around to hold on to it. As we're able to get the line out to start the inning off and then go back to the top of the lineup here with Jose Altuve. And getting him into a hitter's count here, 2-1. We need to hit something in the strike zone. As I want to go straight across, and what was pitcher's injured, must be replaced. I must have skipped that trying to just get to the next pitch. Somehow Tariq Skubal hurt himself. And I guess we'll need to now be replaced by Matt Manning. Making a spot start here. I'm glad at least we have another starter in the bullpen that can go long range for real. I don't know how long we can handle Jordan Hicks. I think he can get probably about 2-3 innings, but we might need somebody to go 5. As this happened pretty early. We're only 2 1/3 into this game, and now Matt Manning is going to have to come in and unexpectedly basically start this ball game. Thankfully, the first pitch he throws is a little pop out to kind of get him settled down here. As he came in with no warm-up, already warm too as well. So I'm thankful for that at least. Maybe they gave him like extra time to get warm since it was an injury. And he had to kind of get warmed up on the fly. So now he'll have to face off against this Astros lineup, which already isn't easy. But coming in not even knowing that you're about to play is a different test of mental strength and mental fortitude. So far, he's looked pretty clean through the rest of that 3rd, 4th, and hopefully this 5th inning as we go take a trip over to our bats as Morris Jones leading off again since his home run. And now they're not trying to pitch him too dangerously as Severino just walks his former leadoff batter over to first base. And then Akil Baddoo will go and take the pitch out as that throw is going to go down. Swiping tag is not in time. Went and grabbed it and threw it up by his head. Not able to get there, but the turnaround from Luis Severino gets Morris Jones at second base. I guess ball doesn't lie as they go ahead and catch him off guard lacking. Which sucks because that right there could have been the base hit that scored him actually. Or at least put him at 3rd. So now we're going to have to start this rally all over again. This time around, not going to be stupid. This one's chopped up the middle. Second baseman dives and misses. And Akil Baddoo's taking his time going over to 3rd base. The throw will go in, not on time and not on line. As runners will be at the corners, and that for sure would have scored Morris Jones. And we'd be up 3-1 now. So we have to kind of get some runs here to at least make this inning feel good. And that means it's going to be up to Gleyber Torres. Facing off against Luis Severino. You know they practiced together. He was hitting them batting practice swings off of him. And that slider was way too beautiful as this one's going to go back and hit up against the wall. The left fielder is not in position to go ahead and take it, as he's going to have to play off an awkward bounce, and that'll give Vladimir Guerrero the time he needs to slide in safely. It's a 2 RBI base hit from Gleyber Torres. Instead of getting 1, we make sure to get 2 back. His 13th of the season, and we go up 4-1, and we also knock out one of our former teammates out of the ball game here, as they're going to go ahead and go to the bullpen. I think that would be, 4 1/3 innings of work, 4 earned runs given up here, and he's responsible for the runner at second base, so it could be up to 5, depending on what the bullpen's able to do. But I guess not a terrible day here against this Detroit offense. We've seen pitchers do worse, but we've also seen pitchers do better. As Forrest Whitley will go ahead and come in and try to stop the bleeding. 5.21 ERA, 300 average against righties. I don't know if I would feel comfortable bringing them in, but hey, you got to drop that ERA some kind of way, right? And that's our good first start, a 1-pitch pop out, the second base, and then Andrew Vaughn swinging over the top of the pitches here. 0-1. Watches that 4-seamer outside. And it lines it right over the shortstop. So great first 2 batters that he's able to see. We're going to stay with our bats here, though, trying to see if we can get something off Forrest Whitley's. That's going to be a liner over the third baseman's head. Morris Jones does it again as he's on the slide into second base this time instead of stealing for it. And this time around, we're going to be a little bit safer. Keep him over there, not try to get cut off, as we still have a great chance to try to get him to score around here, as those are 2 back-to-back strikes. He's taking off for third base. Now that throw is up high. He's going to go ahead and do another sweeping tag, and he's in there. Safe at third base this time around, and then Akil Baddoo just lines this one right in front of shortstop, and it bounces over to him. So we'll get the RBI that time around, make it a 5-1 ball game as we have a 4-run lead. And now we can go a little bit more peacefully into these last 3 innings or so of pitching. As Torres lines this one out to center field, it's cutting away from both of them, going towards the gap, and it will get down. That's going to be extra bases as it's up against the wall. The runner will stop at second base as Torres not trying to use his speed to get to third, as that cutoff throw kind of came in pretty quick. And now we have a chance for a 2-out rally here, with the bottom of our lineup starting to come up here through the middle. As Riley Green, 1-2. We'll watch that 4-seamer down low for the 2-2. Swinging over the top of that one. It's a drop third strike. Throw will go down to first base for the easy play. And just like that, that inning is over, and we'll go right back to our pitchers. Matt Manning still doing his thing. They're getting another strikeout there on Rhys Hopkins. Jeremy Pena with the 1-1 right behind him. Flies this one out to Riley Green, who looks like he can go make this play with ease and his eyes closed. As Matt Manning has done very impressively. He had to step in 2 1/3 innings into this ball game. So far, I'd say, what's this, like 3 2/3 now at this point, that he's had to basically come in relief, and he's done great, getting another 3 outs there that time around. As Leon will come up, and he lines this one out to the outfield, as Jones will come in and make the play. Great speed, showing off the wheels that time around, as we're able to get the first out here in this inning. That's 4 innings of work for Matt Manning. Almost perfect, basically. He's got 56 pitches through this one, so he's probably starting to get tired here in a little bit. This is a grounder. Torres, great diving play. At least knocks it down with his glove. It'll still be a base hit, though. Almost making the Gold Glove effort that time around, as we do have the bullpen up and active just in case this inning gets a little wild. Getting the strikeout there, though, of Pete will be a great first step, as that's not a great second step. Jose Altuve lining this one down the line. Baddoo is not able to go ahead and grab it. He's running alongside the ball, so we'll have to throw it to the cutoff. Keith Clemens throws it to the plate. Not in time. Just barely beating the tag as Pete go ahead scoring. And we'll go ahead and bring in Andres Munoz, who does have a lot of saves, only 1 blown this season. ERA is still pretty high. But we bring him in to kind of just go ahead and close out this 8th inning and set this one up for our closer here, as Clemens will settle under this easy 1-pitch pop out. And we go ahead and bring in the real closer, Jordan Romano. 31 saves, 36 opportunities, 39 games, and a 2-3 record. As Matt Manning, shout out to him, man. As Jordan Romano is leading the league still in saves, by the way, with 31, going for save number 32. But shout out to Matt Manning, coming in, making a spot start after we talked about how inconsistent and how bad he had been recently. Comes in and really shuts the door here. I mean, obviously that 1 earned run will go up for him, but that does suck that it did. If Akil Baddoo picks that one up earlier and gets that inning a little bit quicker, we probably are throwing the runner out at the plate, or at least holding him at third and getting a chance to get out of that inning. But it is what it is. 4 innings of work. Basically, we'll see the final stats at the end, but 1 earned run is not too bad at all. And especially not bad when you got your closer coming out here getting back-to-back strikeouts. As Jordan Romano is looking to close this game out, as this is going to be a liner. Green's going to just fade back and play this one off the bounce. Runner will stay at second base or first base because of that, though. So maybe a smart play. And setting up Cal Riley. Tap the chance here to go ahead and try to win this ball game for him. So we got a pitch down low. That slider is not going to work. And there goes the forcing on the outside. Watching that one go too, as well as this one's going to go ahead and get pushed up. Morris Jones is going to go ahead and settle underneath it. This should be an easy play in the outfield. And your Detroit Tigers will walk out of here with a W. 5-2 ball game. And once again, shout out Matt Manning. Great effort there coming in for the injured Tree School ball. We got to check on Tariq. Make sure he's not hurt. Make sure it's not a long-term injury, because I would hate to have to put him on like IR or something. Call up somebody, but I think we know somebody who could come up easily and at least fill in that long reliever role if we need to. And then Matt Manning will go back to his starter spot, but be a couple of spot starts before you start, because I think I'm moving everybody in the rotation up a spot. I'm not letting Matt Manning be that ace in that ace role, because a lot of times you're going against the best pitcher from the other team. Can't let that slide. We'll get demolished. But shout out to the whole team though too as well. 9 hits as a squad, 5 runs, 2 for 4 home run, and a double day for Morris Jones. And I think you saw there Matt Manning, 5 1/3 innings of work. But we'll get to him in a second. There's 2 more hits too from Torres. A lot of goose eggs there from Gonzalez and Harry Ford. And 2 RBIs for Torres, 48 on the season, 41 for Jones, 42 for Badu. 26 throwing bases for Jones with his 2. Matt Manning, 5 1/3, 3 hits, 5 Ks, 1 earned. Thanks to Andres Munoz giving up that hit that really kind of scored one. Or actually, no. He didn't give up anything. He came in and got the only out. Okay, cool. So it actually was just Matt Manning's fault. But still, great outing there from him. Now we can start signing our draft picks here. So I'll go ahead and let you guys at least see this first round. I'll try to only show when we actually do sign a player, not just them saying no or me getting, showing you guys this every week just so I can show you how much scouting and how much interest we're building. But we got a couple guys that are already 100% scouted, so we want to get them on the board first and make sure we at least try to offer them some attempts. As well as our third guy here at 70%. He should be able to be done scouting in just like 1 or 2 weeks, or at least enough to know where I know if I want to sign him or not. First guy though is Hector Beccaria, our shortstop. That was non-ranked, and now looks like he jumped even further. I think it was 170. Now he's 163 on our board. Got a chance at B potential, but I mean, you guys only asking for 246. He's got 60 something plus interest, so I was like trying to lowball him here to see what happened. We ended up losing 8 interest. It's all the way down to 60 now. And then Martin Serrano, who we drafted with our first overall pick in the series, just go down a little bit. He's still not interested in that one. Looks like he doesn't really lose interest in it though. So, we'll kind of keep him on there, just keep his interest rising a little bit. Let Jose Ybarra stay on here to get his interest up too, as well as his scouting. And then just kind of casually just throw guys in here, in and out, so that we can get more scouting on everybody, get hopefully everybody 100% scouted, get everybody over that 50% interest, and get everybody signed if possible. I don't think we've had it yet. If so, it's been one time where we haven't signed a player back just from not wanting to sign them back. So hopefully we want to sign all these guys back. And we did a pretty good job with our draft. Now, we wrap things up here with game 3 of the series, as I think we did end up winning game 2, but this time around we are down 1-0 with the chance to walk this one off, as Andrew Vaughn will go ahead and chop this one on the ground over the shortstop, and easy throw goes over to first to get him out. Looks like McCullers will be coming out of this game with the injury too as well, grabbing his midsection. They're going to have to bring in Jose Alvarado, their closer. And it looks like McCullers was going after a complete game shutout there, and it looks like Alvarado will just go ahead and shut the door for him too as well. Go ahead and hold that shutout down, as we just need 1 run if we can get it. Green is going to have to be our last hope here, as the first 2 do chop their balls on the ground and get out. He's got an 0-2 count here to Alvarado. Swings and misses upstairs at the cutter. No comeback this time. We've had a lot of them, but this close game is going to go to the Ops, as the Houston Astros go ahead and take this game. Don't take the series though, thankfully. And it looks like we might be in for a long battle against these guys over who's going to take that number 1 seed. Casey Mize getting the L here. Great start though. I mean, 6 innings. We just had no offense. 4 hits, and 2 of them came from Morris Jones. So no offense at all. Great pitching performance. But that leads us to What we'll be getting into next episode is we only have 2.5 more months left to go. And these are the last 7 games right here leading into the August 1st that we'll have against the division rivals that are closely competitive to us as far as taking over the division. You see the Guardians are 11 games back. We have 7 head-to-head games left. So we'll be idealizing or at least showcasing those games in the next series. As well as Jackson Jobe here, 13-3 record still as well. I wanted to go see if he was still on here for the CY Young Award after starting his first game, but he's not. But Jesus Luzardo is 10-1 record for him, 3.03 ERA, 111 strikeouts. So we'll have to get some gameplay in with him. I don't think we've had a full game start with him. So maybe, I mean, we have 7 games against Cleveland. He's got to be starting one of them. So we'll maybe do a full game over whichever game he starts. But with 7 games left, we're definitely going to at least be player locking those games, playing them in some type of way more than a critical situation, because we want to go ahead and lock up this division. I think if we win both of those series, not even a sweep, but if we win both of those series, even if we don't clinch it, I'm calling it that we have the division title. We're getting closer and closer to wins number 70, 80, and 100 as we are 60-33 on the season. Not the first one to get here. The Padres beat us, but we're right on their tail. So we'll be watching as far as the season, in the season go, things to expect as the series starts to wind down here. The season starts to wind down. We'll be going at a slower pace here. So we're now in the playoff race. We're going to be checking to see if we take the division, checking to see for the number 1 seed, and checking to see the best record in baseball. Those are the 3 things we're checking right now before we get to the postseason. So if you guys are ready for all that, wishing us luck for all that, and want to see the Tigers be better and go back to back, hit the video a like, comment, and subscribe. Let your boy know that you guys are enjoying the series. Let me know that you guys wanted to continue to MLB The Show 24, and let me know that you guys are ready for other series to hit the channel. So hope you guys do enjoy. It's me, your boy SGG, aka SmooveGotGame, aka GM Smooth, and I'll catch you guys in the next video, man. Later.